And we are live. Live, I tell you. I now know what Hump Day is. Thanks, Tom. You know what Hump Day was? That's pretty bizarre. Hey, YouTube just told me I was live. Great. Just told me I was live. Turn that sound off. What is up, Viking? And John Mack, what is up, my buddy? Wearing your hat, man. What's up, Andrew S? So, anyway, as you can see, the LlamaCore is running away like a little dream. Still not perfect. I think the way I run it, because I always run it like with a 0.8 nozzle, and I keep having to slow it down. Because it can't push the filament through. So I'm thinking I need like the volcano hot end. So, if someone wants to donate me a volcano hot end, yay. Otherwise, whatever. That's the next major issue. I still think I'm gonna tear it down. These towers are a little off. I did build new ones, print new ones. I have new towers. They're all printed, but they're in red. I don't know if I want to use them when they're red, but they're the right size. The bottom slot was too low, so the belts are slightly going downhill, which is one of the minor issues. It's only major if I fill the bed plate, and even then, it's not that big of an issue. It's just clicking one of the wheels inside of it catches the edge of the belt every once in a while. That's what's making one of my little waves, which it's minor. I mean, the belts are kind of worn anyways. They're 2-3 years old, and they're long. And I've taken it apart and rebuilt it, and taken it apart and stretched them. And those are the original ones. I haven't changed them since I started building at this. And I've had plenty of issues, and some of them were belt, paths. So it's really ready for a new set of belts, which aren't going to happen because I got no money. So there's that. But it's running, and it's actually printing parts for this, which is also actually running. This is running, but I'm tired of looking at all of this. So right now that is printing a SKR case for this. So I can hide all the wires. So I'm going to rerun all the wires, and they're all going to be super neat, and it's going to be awesome. What is up, Mr. Buttram? Anybody want to hop in here? I would love somebody else to hop in here. Invite people. I'm going to just put it right out there in the open. They can jump in the green room, and if I don't like them, I just let them sit in the green room. Auto drop 3 of his hat and shirt too. What? Did you make an auto drop hat? Something I'm missing here? I sent him the hat. He just sewed the patch on it. Checked order. I might want a couple more hats, John. Can you make me a couple more? Somebody jump in here. Make it more exciting than just listen to me babble. I need to take painkillers. My knees are absolutely killing me. I can sew a bear shape on the hat. There you go. I got 3 Tylenol left. In rainbow thread. The whole rainbow bear. That'll go over. 3D printing on my... Anyway, so yes, the printers are all running. Now, I don't know if you guys know about this thing with the SKR. If you haven't been following me, which if you're watching this, you probably have heard me whine about it, but original SKR burned up. But not only did it burn up, it burned up one of my stepper drivers, which I did not know about until I put this one on. And I went to start it up, and everything was working, and I put that stepper on the X or Y, I can't remember which one. Anyways, I was going through testing, making sure everything was moving, and it was like jerking and smoking, and I'm like, oh, screw it, another dead board. Come to find out, it had burnt out the stepper driver. Well, okay, I had another one. Because I bought them in packs of 5 when I did this one with the 2208s, and it only uses 4, so I had a spare. This one I only bought 4, but that I bought 5. And put it on there, and the extruder wouldn't extrude. It would start and then under extrude, and it wasn't pushing. It wasn't even moving the motor. I could physically just push the stick through like nothing. And the motor wasn't even locking, wasn't even spinning. I was like, what the hell? I was getting ready to freaking send it back. And I was talking to Chris Riley and a couple other people, and they're like, yeah, just send the board back. Everyone was saying the same thing. And then I remembered I turned on linear advance because I had already ordered the 2209s. Now, if you don't know, there's a conflict with all big tree boards, 2208s, and linear advance. I don't know what the Cody issue, whatever is, but there's an issue, and linear advance will not work with a 2208 TMC 2208 driver on just the extruder. The extruder won't work with a 2208 in linear advance. I don't know why. What's up, Michael Castle? Make a clue with a gear and skill. Oh, skull. That's supposed to be a skull. Anyway, Max can be a John Mac hat. I have 2 or 3. Maybe 3 or 2. 2. 2. Plus a bunch of patches. I think I'm going to sew one onto the tan hat, too. I like the tan hat. I like the patch. The patch is nice. Came out good. I gotta send, I was going to send a couple patches out to other people that wanted them. Yeah, I know. Well, a lot of those patches were your early ones. These are all the good ones. I got them right here. I just got to cut them off the felt. The other Lucy ones are a bunch of the mid-tones, which some of them are actually still pretty cool. I kind of like looking at the process of how you did it. It was pretty neat. You're awesome. Come on, Viking, jump in here. I need somebody to talk besides me. Somebody's got to come. Nobody knows. So, yeah, I want to completely freaking rebuild this thing. So I had it all apart. I decided to put it back together today because I wanted parts for this one. And I want to print them on this one because this part that's going to take 2.5 hours on this would take about 8 hours on this. Because that's got the 0.8 nozzle. And it's got a 0.4 nozzle. And that thing's all screwed up because, I had it running near perfect. So I had to fix it at that point. I haven't put the 2209s on yet because there's stuff I don't know. And I'm going to know before I stick them on there and have the problems. Because that's an easy flip over. But these have the pins sticking up. And I'm worried about that. And I can't remember if I can just run these in standalone mode, which I think I can. But for some reason, I'm thinking, and I got to look it up, I bought the UART, because they come pre-UARTed, if that makes sense. And it came with the wires. So I don't know which ones I got, so I got to do a little investigation. They're the 2209s version 1.2s. They're not the 1.1s, and they're not the 1.3s. But all the pins are up already. And I've been watching some stuff, and some people just say, leave them there, clip them off. I don't know enough about them yet to make sure, and the 22.8s are fine. I just can't use. The only reason I bought these is because I wanted to run linear advance. I like linear advance, especially on this with the direct drive. It just makes everything smoother. I can run it faster. It gets much less vibration and all that crap. Yeah, I didn't think they needed the pins up, but these are actual Big Trees. These are Big Tree's actual brand for that board, supposedly. That's another thing. So when that other board burned up, I sent them the copy of the live stream that I did. Within like 6 hours, they're like, we're refunding you. We're going to do it through, local. Send us your order number and stuff. I said, well, it was like, we're going to do it through the actual vendor you bought it from, because I didn't buy them from Big Tree. I bought them off of Amazon from BSing, which, from what I understand, they're all Big Tree. They're just subsidies of it. But anyways, distributors for. Anyway, so there was like 4 things on the order. I probably shouldn't say this because now I can get in trouble. But I sent them the order number because Amazon just has one order number. Like, you order 4 or 5 things and you only get one order number. Well, I sent them the order number. And the first thing on it were the 2208s, which were not Big Tree, had nothing to do with it. And it was a 5-pack, not the 4-pack. And they refunded me for the value of the stepper drivers, which were like $29. Not the board, which was $21. So I actually got like $32 back because of taxes and all that. Which is fine. I mean, $4 or $5 that they gave me back extra, which, as far as I'm concerned, is that what it is? Biscuit's the parent company, BQ, BIQU, Buke. I can't pronounce crappy names, as you guys well know. I didn't know they were a parent. I thought they were a sub. I thought Big Tree was the parent. Anyway, whatever. What's up, Robbie Mac? What's up, One Raz? I haven't seen you in a while. So anyway, I got a few extra bucks, and that's actually why I bought these, because they happen to be on sale. So it was only like $2 more than what they reimbursed me for those. So I was like, why not? I want to run linear advance. And I set up the board thinking I was having the 2209s with linear advance. And I plugged it all in and wondered why the extruder wouldn't work. 2208s won't work with linear advance. You have to shut it off. I was getting ready to send the board back. It wouldn't extrude. And, I switched motors. I switched drivers. At first I thought, well, maybe there's another burnt out driver. So I switched, pulling them all out of the board and moving them around. Same thing. Pulled the plugs, switched a couple of wires on the board. So, the extruder was on Z. So the carriage went up and down when I extruded. The extruder would spin whenever I hit up or down, blah, blah, blah. Everything worked except for the extruder. No matter where I put it, anything coming out of the extruder port wouldn't work. Yeah. No linear advance with an SKR, anything from what I understand. You could have the Pro, the Mini, or the 1.3 that is. And none of them will work with 2208s in linear advance from what I understand. I don't know what the exact cause is, what the exact issue is, but it's documented all over the place that don't do it. You have to shut it off. So I did. And now it works. It actually works pretty good. It's not perfect. It's got there's a lot of ghosting. It's minor ghosting. It's very small ghosting. I am running it a little faster. Did I print these on this? I think I did. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that. Will it show up on camera? Did I get the angle right? Oh, you can see the layer height, so it's obviously not bad because it's not showing up on the camera. I can see it in certain ways. I think I can make it show up on camera. Nope. Just that one heavy indent. And you can see on the edges it's rounding over because I got the jerk way down. So the corners are all rounding out a little bit, which is fine. That ain't hurting anything for this. But this was printed off the Max Micron. Funny, one printer's printing parts for the other. Funny. I didn't get a rubber ducky. I want my damn rubber ducky. This last board didn't send a rubber ducky. I want a collection of rubber duckies. They do send you a little picture with all the pins and what they do. Yeah, so what I've actually been thinking of doing is I can snip the pins off because from what I understand, I don't need the upright pins. So everyone's like, snip them off. But I've been thinking about just 3D printing a pin guard. Like something I'll just slide over them. So if I do touch them, one, they won't shut it out. Two, I won't bend them or whack them or break them off. Because there's a bunch of them sticking up. There's 4, I think, in one spot and 2 or 3 in another. There's 3 here. And 2 here. That you can see them, but 3 and 2. So I'm thinking I'll just 3D print like a guard that'll slide over them. That way I can save them without screwing them up. Slide it over it. And done. The other thing I hear, these run a little hotter than the 2208s. Which, let's see. Oh, I'm not running it. I was going to say I was going to shoot it. Let's see how hot these are. Sorry. 23 degrees Celsius, 26, 25, 25. So the heaviest one is 27 degrees Celsius, which is my extruder motor, I believe. No, let's see. It's the one of the X to the Y, which is really not an X or a Y on this. It's pretty bizarre. So that's the good thing about the Duet. Now I am running it a little slow. I'm only running at like 50 millimeters a second. That is the one thing I really do like about the Duet is this has the 2160s or 2660s, 2160s. I don't know. But they run really cool, and you don't need fans on them. There's no heat sinks on them, nothing. Where these things are burning at like 40 degrees Celsius, just running slow with heat sinks and everything on them. So they're going to get a cooling fan. If I ever start cranking it up, they'll get hot, especially in the summer. I was hoping I could just leave them exposed like they are. They'd run cool enough, which they are. They're nowhere near overheating, but they're warm to the touch. So there's that. No, I actually have some. You want them? It's loud as piss. That's louder than the fans. I have 8825s in the standard because the MKS board, I got them on them. There was a sale. It was actually cheaper to buy it with the 48 or whatever's on it than it was at the time to buy the board itself. So I have all of those too. And I tried that because I was going to use just X and Y because Z shouldn't need it. And use the 4988s or whatever they are on Z and E. And no, E is extremely loud, especially when you hit retraction. It's really loud. Really, really loud. On retraction, it's like, oh my God. And it's not even that it's that much because I don't use I have these all set, so it only retracts when it absolutely has to. It doesn't, I have coasting on, and Idea Maker lets you set retraction, so it'll only retract if it's going across an open field or void. And oh my God, when it does, it's like you're like, what? You're like, oh my God, what happened? I thought the printer blew up. I mean, it's not even that loud. It's just the printer runs so quiet. It actually runs quieter in this one. Not much, but a little bit. Fan noise is a little more. Can you guys even hear that? This fan is wicked loud on this thing. On the power supply. But yeah, when it goes to retract, it startles you. And again, it's not that loud. It's just so much louder than everything else. And you buy them all in kits. It doesn't. I was looking at them because I was getting ready to buy 3 and then use the 2 4988s, and it was only like $5 more to get the 5-pack than the 3-pack, or to buy 3 individuals. I think it was, or whatever it was. I can't remember, but it ended up being a ridiculously small amount to get the extra. To get the extra drivers. So you might as well. That's why I bought the 5-pack of these too. Because it was just the 5th one ends up being like $2. Over the 4-packs. For $3, something like that. It's like, why not? Then you have the spares if you do something stupid like I do. What is up, David? In London, England. Isn't it time for you to be in bed? It's almost time for me to be in bed. It's 9 o'clock. You should go hang out with Viking. You guys over there in Europe must be like, what? Let's see, you're like 8 hours. It's got to be like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning over there, ain't it? 2 or 3. You're 6 hours ahead of us, right? Oh, catch-ups tonight, huh? No, that was last, wasn't it? Is it this tonight? Oh, that's perfect, because I don't want to stream that one. I didn't see a thingy for it. I'm going to have to go look. YouTube. Just me. Chris Riley, Ender 5, build 11/17. So next Sunday. It's coming Sunday. Chris is going to build an Ender 5. I wish he'd just let me build them for him. I don't see the catchy listed. That's perfect, though. I want to watch the catchy. Catchy. Never buy ground beef at Walmart, and here's why. I'm just looking at all the pre-listed, suggestions they give you. You guys on Twitter, did I post the Yeah, I thought they said they weren't going to do it this week. Or was that last week? I don't know. Did they even have power? Freaking California keeps cutting the power out on them because of all the fires. Taney painted last week. Painted what? What are you talking about? I haven't seen a list for them, so. Yeah, it is this week. I know that. Weren't they off last week, too? No, they were here last 2 weeks ago. Fortnite, I guess they call it. Whatever. I figured somebody was on and nobody was. Nobody was listed. Nobody was set up. So I said, I want to take a quick shower and I'll run. Let's go on Twitter and see what's going on. Search for ketchup. Community ketchup. Yes. Thanks to all the awesome scripts who secured a custom URL. Kill it with fires. In all serious, get well soon. Those 5 hours here. Due to illness throughout the household, we will be postponing catching tonight. Sorry, everyone. We will be The Walking Dead if we attempt stream tonight. So, no catchy. It's Community Llama Night. There you go. Llama. Show you some of my Twitter feed. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Let's go over to StreamYard. Share screen. Whole screen. Share. Let's go over to Opera. I keep calling it Oprah. I don't know if you guys have tried this lately. Opera just came out with a new update like 3 months ago, 2 months ago. I've been playing with it. It's pretty much all I use now. I stopped using Chrome. Opera uses way less processing power, way less GPU power. Works beautifully. I have not had a glitch with it at all. I was a big Chrome person, Safari person. Safari's great, except for it's like so overly protective that every single website you go to, it gives you 8 warnings. You got to click 5 times to get it. It's like, okay, I get protection. But let's get real though. Usability is as important as security. It just got ridiculous. So I haven't opened Safari in a couple months, but Opera is just, it's been working beautifully. Anyways, let's go to Twitter. Who's on Twitter? Let's see what's on my Twitter feed. Brian Vines, printing retraction test and TPU. Look at that thing wobble as it goes around. Yes, I'm running a Mac. No, I've not seen Modern Family using a 3D printer. I don't really watch Modern Family. I just don't. I'm actually a sitcom kind of guy. I like most sitcoms, but just never. There's some of them are just, no. There's not many good ones on anymore. Chris's Basement. Should we watch this chick play Queen? Show must go on? Nope. Do you guys see my post on the The guy trying to make the airplane. Do I have it? The flying leaf blower. There you go. I don't know if this will play while I'm. This guy's using a leaf blower to power his remote control airplane. Yeah. Look at that. It's actually working. Ah, the wings fold over. I want to see if he actually gets it done. Looks like he does. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been. Actually, these guys do videos where they. It's like this is like the fifth one. I started watching it and then I had to take a shower. I watch these guys on occasion because he's part of another group of RC guys, I think. I watch all the time that build these bizarre, like flying tanks and just, they're all cardboard and styrofoam, but it's still kind of cool watching them do it. I think the challenge with this is if he could get, from what I understand, if this guy could get a leaf blower to fly, the other guy was going to attempt to make a toilet fly. And it's fine. It's working. Is this like stuttering as it feeds back through YouTube, where I'm watching it off of YouTube and then to me and then back out to YouTube? I don't know how good of a view you guys are getting. But he's kind of flying. Yeah, I don't really follow them. I check them out once in a while. They come up a lot in the little side over here of suggested videos. And if I see something I like, I watch it. I was watching them, before I got into 3D printing too, though. Yeah. Yeah, it's actually flying. What I don't get is how that thing's holding up that freaking leaf blower. And it's not even a leaf blower because the leaf blower itself doesn't weigh anything. Those 80-volt batteries, I have the 40-volt ones, and I've tried playing with the 80 volts. And where the hell was I? I think it was some Lowe's. I have the Greenworks tools. Love them. You have to understand they're homeowner grade tools. They're not professional grade tools. But I got the chainsaws, weed whackers, leaf blowers, lawnmower. I love the damn lawnmower. Had that thing for 6 years now. 5 years, 6 years. Lawnmower is like a tenth the weight of a gas-powered mower. Mows just as well. 2 batteries does my whole yard. The hedge trimmers are really good too, but they're kind of weak. That thing's pretty cool. Leaf blower powered freaking airplane. Anyway, enough of that. Yeah, flight test guys. Did they actually buy the golf course? There's a couple of quadcopter guys. I don't really follow them. I watch them regularly. Yeah, I watch flight tests pretty often. I'll binge watch them. I won't watch them for like a month or two, and then all of a sudden I'll go back and watch like 6 or 8 of them at a time. There was one that they did that really hooked me with them. Was they built the kit A10, which they actually sell, I guess, now. A10 airplane. And then they built a big old styrofoam tank. They were both RC, and the one guy with the styrofoam tank was trying to drive away or wasn't going very fast. But the A10 had like paint gun mounted on it. They were trying to shoot each other and crap. I thought that was awesome. Must be nice to have that kind of money. Golf carts ain't cheap. Did they do a battleship? I hadn't seen that one. Yeah, they sell all their real planes as kits. There's a few things they've done that they didn't. I think that's how they make their money. I still don't see them making that much money, but whatever. They're doing all right, so who am I to say? Doing a hell of a lot better than I am, that's for sure. Okay, was that a skip or a retraction? Because that was very loud. That was a retraction. God, I think prints really well when it prints. Don't need no stinking auto bed leveling. Who needs auto bed leveling? Freaking set up your printer right in the first place. You don't need auto bed leveling. Printing away. There's something to be said about the big printer with the big nozzle. You know what I need? I need the, what do you call it? Heat break and nozzles and stuff. Big ones there. What do you call it? Volcano, tornado. Tornado is the extruder. Volcano. I would love a Hermes. No way I can afford a Hermes. That would be perfect on that. Direct drive and everything. I've actually, it's so funny the way they designed that. You realize that's like going all the way back to like the basic MK8 almost. The only real difference between that and this MK8 extruder right here is they made the fans go up. And instead of having the heat core go onto an aluminum block, they make it one piece, which is better. Don't get me wrong. It's way better. They did some other stuff. There's a lot of little things. But in general, Hermes is a basic old-fashioned MK8 extruder based on that same layout. There's a lot. It's actually geared too, isn't it? Is the Hermes geared? I don't think it is, actually, is it? It's got the double extruder gear, but I don't think it's gear-driven. Is it? Yeah, we were just watching that on YouTube there, Brian. I didn't even see you come in. Hey, Brian, how's it going? I was just watching. We were watching on Twitter. We were going down my Twitter feed, and your little wobbly TPU towers were wobbling. You know how you do towers with TPU, which kind of gets rid of the whole point of the stringing test. I did notice there's very little string, which is unusual with TPU. Even I get some string. But I print my big, tall quadcopter pins that hold they're really thin and tall. And they hold they're like springy, flexible pins that hold the camera on if the little suspension system breaks. It's like a catch. They're longer in it, so it'll just drop down and catch it, and the camera won't fall off. I print those in sets of 4, and when I print them and design them, I put a 1-layer thick line between all 4. So it prints the 1-layer line, and then the whole thing doesn't. Then you don't have the hobbling tower. It's a whole unit held together. And I've done a few of those that came out near freaking perfect. Do I have one here? I got a bunch of them around here. Of course, whenever I want one, I can't find one. I gotta go turn my fan off in the bathroom. Strong heat. I don't know about you guys, but it is freaking frigid here. Nope. I'm sure you've seen them. I show them off all the time. They're near perfect, the yellow ones. The red ones aren't as nice. Yep, then you just cut it away. Exactly. And that way you can do really tall towers and TPU really, really thin, because they're only like, when I do them, they're only like, I know I got a couple of them right here. I was literally just looking at them today, and I tossed them somewhere, not thinking about it. I got too much crap I gotta get rid of. Forgot about that thing. Yeah, that's useless. Keep finding crap. We need to get rid of some crap. I don't know. They're about that tall, and they're only like 1.5 millimeters thick. Around. You know, they got a larger cap top and bottom. I was just looking at them today. Going, I need to put those on the quadcopter because I only have 2 on it now, and it should have 4 on it. That way, if one of the corners breaks free, got into the 20s. Well, it's 23 here now. It's actually warmer now than it was today. It was like 19 today. Freaking wind was zinging. My father's doctor called and goes, "Oh, we want a urinalysis tomorrow." I'm like, "What?" "Yeah, can you get a urinalysis today so we can do the processing tomorrow?" It's like, "What? It's cold. You want me to go out and get my father, get him out of the house, put him in a car, drive all the way to Nyack, which isn't that far. It's only 5 miles, 6 miles away, maybe a little longer. The problem is right where the lab is, Costco's is going in, and it's going to be opening tomorrow. So the place is a cluster fuck. It's a clusterfuck. I'm not going to even hold back my language. It's a clusterfuck in that area. You know, all their big wigs are coming in, and all the employees are going in and out, and the new exit ramps that aren't really done 100% finished, and new lights that aren't really set up right. Because Costco's had to redo the whole. They're right at the exit ramp in the unit. They had to redo it all to take up their volume, and they did a decent job. There's some things I think they should have done different, but anyways, so I have to drive there and pick up the urine sample. Of course, he can't pee while he's there, so I got to bring it home. Brought it home. Finally got him to pee in the damn thing, and that's just because his mind is gone. Finally get him to go back at like 4 o'clock just before they close. And why did that come up all of a sudden? Blah, blah, blah. Needless to say, it was like a 4-hour ordeal just to get a urine sample to the lab. What is up, CNX? I did take the cup home, but it's just a pain in the ass because then you got to drive it back. And if I don't get it back today, which I luckily got it just as they were closing. Of course, they close at 4, which wouldn't have right mind closes at 4. I'd have to go back and do all the paperwork all over again and do all the admissions and reapply. It's just a pain in the butt. And back and forth through all that traffic and all that BS. And the whole clustered area of Costco's is right there. And, everyone's like, "You going to Costco's tomorrow?" I'm like, no. I like Costco's. I want a Costco's. I had Costco's out in Long Island that I could get to. It was like a half hour away, but it was reasonably close. I'll take Costco's over Walmart and BJ's and all those any day. But I'm not going there on opening day. No way in hell I'm going anywhere near that place for at least a week. Oh, I like Costco's. I'm glad they're coming in. They're going to wipe out so many other. They're going to wipe out Walmart around here. There's like 3, 4, 5 Walmarts within like 15 minutes of me. Which I guarantee you 2 or 3 of them are going to close in the next year. Now that Costco's is here. Costco's is like dead center of them all. If I go to Saybrook, there's one. If I go to Waterford, there's one. There's one in Groton. There's one in Norwich. There's one in London. At least a couple of those are going to close. They're going to shut that down. Plus BJ's. BJ's is. Everyone thinks they're so great. I go to BJ's and you actually look at the weight cost. Yeah, you're buying this big old box of cereal. You get 2 huge boxes. By weight, you're not paying any less. It's sometimes more. And then you got to deal with that store and walk around that humongous warehouse. It's fucking huge. You can't find anything. Most of it's garbage. Oh yeah, BJ's is big around here. That's probably actually BJ's is bigger than Walmart. It's more popular. BJ's, Walmart, Lowe's, they're all like in the same complex. They're really not in the same complex, but it's like a shopping conglomerate. You don't even have to get back onto the main road to go from one to the other. They have their own little road tying them all together. There's a bunch of little stores. Bob Surplus got bought out by REI. Yes, REI. No. Eastern Mountain Sports. That's who bought out. I don't know if you guys know who Bob Surplus is. They were a medium-sized tri-state clothing chain. You know, jeans real cheap and T-shirts. Sports quality at a discount rate. They were going downhill fast. And it looks like EMS moved in with them. Or bought them out or something. They just saw the new sign went up this week. You know, I just saw an eagle here the other day. And we've had them. We've had ospreys. I got a big old swamp out behind my house. Like huge. Like 2 or 3 mile long, mile wide swamp. Right behind my house. Like, right there. If I get on my roof, I can see it. There's my house, my neighbor's house, swamp. And there's osprey always back there, but there's a couple of eagles now too. Eagles are bigger than osprey. Osprey are big. Eagles are bigger. Osprey are obnoxious and loud. Everyone's like, oh, the osprey are dying off. It's like, yeah, okay. They're loud. You get 4 or 5 of them up in the sky, and they just sit there. Ah! They're worse than crows. Never even heard of Dean's Dairy. Dairying is a tough business. Yeah, it is. I wasn't going to really stay on that long. But since there's no ketchup, should I get out my little catchy bottle they sent me and put a get well soon sign on it? I think we should. Here we go. Since they're not going to stream. We'll put this here. Let's see. Can I hang it here somewhere? Get well, catchy. Get well. Get well, catchy. Get well. Catchy bottle. Community ketchup bottle. This thing's metal. This is one of the ones I guess he did on that new fancy printer, I think. I don't know. It's pretty cool. It's a community ketchup bottle in metal. Get well, community ketchup, community people. Pyro and Hedda. Yeah, I hear the people out in the Midwest. Who's out in the Midwest? Some of you guys are out in the Midwest, right? Yeah, it's freaking colder than it is here. I feel bad for you guys. Because it's freaking cold here. And I don't mind cold, but most people consider cold. You get much below freezing, though, I get upset. And I do not like snow. I'm in the West East. Snowing in Scotland? Good for Scotland. Scotland can have that crap. YouTube creator. Important changes coming to YouTube. No, Made for kids content. It makes of both made for kids a lot of made for kids content. Why would I give a crap about making for kids? Really. Mine is not made for kids. No. You were outside all day? Yeah, but you're up in Canada anyway, so it's just what we down here call cold is your summer. I'm happy anywhere from like 40 to 60. Good. It can go, into the 30s at night. As long as it's in the 40s or 50s during the day, I'm okay. It can go into the 70s during the day for a couple hours. I don't like 70s all the time. I sweat too much for that crap. Worse than I'm fat now. I have to get rid of this freaking thing. Driving me nuts. I used to be 135 pounds when I graduated high school. Imagine that. I was a scrawny little stick. Then I broke my neck and I went, fat. Don't move for 6 months. That will fatten you right up. How are we doing, Mr. Printer? He's printing really well. Actually, consider I just slapped it together and rebuilt it this morning. Llama stick. Yeah, that was me. That was a llama stick. I was tiny. I wish I was 180 again. I'd be good at 175, 180. I'd be happy. Right now I'm about 200, 205. Probably 205. I ate pretty good today. And I don't eat a lot. I mean, I eat well, but I don't eat a lot. I do eat junk food a lot, but even that I don't. Half the time I'm not even hungry at meals. Right now I'm feeling stuffed. They were having ice cream for dessert. I didn't want any, and yet I'm the fat one. Yeah, it was built too back in the day. We used to roof and do construction. And it was funny when I used to be younger, literally before I broke my neck. I broke my neck right after a major mountain hiking. We used to go mountain hiking 2 or 3 times during the summer and winter. Usually we go right around now because this is when all the people have left. So you go up into the mountains and no one else is up there. We go in freaking snowstorms and crap. But September I had a mountain. I used to go mountain climbing, hiking, backpacking, whatever you want to call it. And all my friends would be like, yeah, I lost like 10 pounds. I'd be like, yeah, I gained 15 pounds. Because I actually ate more and did more exercise, even though I exercise when I work doing construction. It's not, people think it's hard work. It's not exercise work. I don't know how to describe it. It's really not bodybuilding work. You get about 4 muscles. Your arms and your legs get really, really strong, and your gut gets fat. And then your back blows out. Yes, it makes you hurt everywhere. Exactly. Roofing is the worst. Well, I got to say, when I was young, roofing was awesome. I get done, a week of roofing, and I'd be like freaking trim and fit and tan. That was the greatest thing about roofing is you want to roof in like late February, early March around here because even though it's still cold out, you get up on a roof, it's like you're up there in shorts and a t-shirt and there's like snow on the ground outside. But the roofs are all warm. Well, it's a sunny day. It's like 60, 70 degrees up on the roof. Yeah, all my knees are shot. That's what those things are. Wrong way. That thing right there. See that? That's my knee braces from roofing. I wear those every day now. The only time I don't wear them is when I'm sitting here. If I have to get up and walk around, I gotta put knee braces on now. I cannot walk without my knee braces anymore. Hurts too much. Matter of fact, I should put one on. It's starting to drive me nuts now, even without walking. Yeah, Mr. Butcher might groan when I open the fridge. I groan when I open the fridge because I shouldn't be opening the fridge and I shouldn't be drinking. Although I've cut this way down. This is actually my first soda of the day. And it's a real Coke. It's not even a store brand because it was on sale. So I bought a couple, 3 cases of real Coke. It was like $4 a 12-pack. Yeah, $4 a 12-pack. Not even $3.50 a 12-pack. Something like that. It's just short of $12. So yeah, $4 a 12-pack. We bought 3 12-packs. I don't normally buy a Coke. We should have had a rum and Coke. I haven't had one of them in a while. I got so much stuff to do. No time to do it. The cool thing is next week I probably won't be around much. Then I've been around much anyways. But next week is like operation week. Both of my parents. My father's getting his kidney stones done on Tuesday, unless his urinalysis comes back bad. And then it'll be held off for a week. And my mother's getting eye surgery tomorrow and next Thursday also. And it's going to be a nightmare. But I have a friend coming up from Florida who's already bitching. She called today. And she's like, "You really have no warm clothes?" Like, don't worry. We got clothes you can wear. Dude, somebody's always going to give you a thumbs down. I always get thumbs down. So who cares? Some moron freaking troll is just trying to get attention. They don't get it. It's nobody. You don't even know who did it, so it's not giving them any attention. I don't know why they bother. Just someone being an idiot. Probably some teeny bopper. It's actually a good video. It's very tacky. It's a tacky video, but all Brian's videos are tacky. That one's extremely tacky. Every time you watch your videos now, all I can think of is, won't you be my 3D printing friend? The tone of your voice when you do your, hey, 3D printing friend, is just like Mr. Rogers. I can't help it. It's so similar in tone and intro. It was killing me. Hello, 3D printing friend. It's just the tone of your voice is like perfect when you do that. It's awesome. It's freaking awesome. I love it. So anyway, printing away the case. Hopefully it'll be done before I want to go to bed. Because although that printer's fairly quiet, it is not very quiet. And I cannot sleep through it. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought about that. I was going to say something to Brian. Exactly that, Robbie. I was going to say something to Brian about like a Halloween one where he dress up like Mr. Rogers. And do a Mr. Rogers, Halloween one, and like, won't you be my Halloween pumpkin, or You got t-shirts? Didn't know you had t-shirts. I like my t-shirts. Go buy some of my t-shirts. They're on Teespring under 3D Printing Llama. Okay, I'm done trying to sell the crap. My eyebrow's all sticking up funny. Excuse me, Coke burps. I have t-shirts with other people's stuff on them. Oh, okay. I think you need a 3D Printing Llama t-shirt. BD3D, what the hell is that? I don't know. You lost me. I missed something in a joke there. Anyway, it is 9:30. Somebody jump in here. Brian, jump in here and talk with me. I think I still have it right here. I do. Someone jump in here. I like your t-shirts. I want one. They're nice and orange. This orange is nice. I gotta say, when I got this off of, these are Teespring. If you don't know, they're really nice t-shirts. Even the cheap ones. I'm surprised how nice they are, actually. And they, they're all full color. For the money, they are not bad. The actual t-shirt, if you were to go on to Amazon or one of those and buy them, I think it's only like $4 or $5 less than what they cost to buy them with a logo on it. Plus shipping. That's the other thing, is the shipping's a little steep. $4 from Teespring, which adds. But still, mine are under $20, I think. Yeah, hop in here, Brian. Okay, but oh god, I haven't heard Twinkie in years. I forgot all about Twinkie. Bitty bitty bitty. Bitty bitty bitty. I used to watch that all the time, and I thought, I was actually watching a rerun of that on one of the, whatever that channel is that plays the old, like, 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s sitcoms and crap. I was watching, I was like, I used to watch this stuff and enjoy it. I'm looking at it going, I cannot watch that anymore. It's Mr. Rogers of 3D printing, the underwear king.
I gotta mute the YouTube side of things.
Yeah.
Okay. That's better. Hi, everybody.
Hello,
3D printing friends.
There you go. Hello, 3D. I can't. The tone of your voice or something just makes it so very Mr. Roger-y.
Hello, 3D printing friends.
It's awesome.
Today on Tom's channel.
At least you got the arrow right.
Yeah. I did. I pointed the right way.
Yeah, no, I never do. I always have to do this.
I just have to remember it's reversed.
Yeah.
You're on my left, so I point to the right.
You're really over there, but you're really over there, but you're really over there.
Oh, what fun.
Stranger danger.
Stranger danger.
He's not a stranger.
I'm stranger than most.
He's the Mr. Rogers of 3D printing.
Hang on.
I swear, dude, for like Halloween or something next year, you gotta like dress up as Mr. Rogers and do a Halloween Mr. Rogers.
I mean, I got to hold this right for product placement. I bought that, but it's a 3D fuel.
What is it, a bunny on it?
Yeah, that's their logo. Like
Yeah,
a little bunny dude.
Oh, I see.
But I had bought a spool of filament middle of last month and was waiting for it to ship. They also had some of these left over from Earth, or I thought they had them left over. Apparently they were out of stock, even though they were on their site, and they only wanted $10 for them. And I like the vacuum insulated coffee mug type things. So I added that to the cart, and it got all the way to like the last day of October, and they finally shipped it. Apparently they were waiting on more of those tumblers to come into stock.
Yeah, I gotta talk to freaking Noman over on Snow Labs. He was supposed to send me one.
I was bummed. I was going to print something. It was their fall orange filament that I ordered, and I was going to print some stuff in it for Halloween, and it didn't show up in time. So,
well, you printed some pumpkin skulls.
I printed a couple, but I printed those in other orange filaments that I've got.
Pumpkin skulls. What do you even do? Oh, I gave all the pumpkin skulls away. I didn't make any money on those. $13.
$13. I think that's how much I made selling an app on the App Store.
Yeah.
For iOS.
Yeah. That's the problem. There's no. You put it on Thingiverse and I'll get 5,000 downloads a day. You put it up somewhere and you ask for $2 and you get like one a month. And no one freaking ever. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I have gotten one tip on Thingiverse.
I almost got a tip on Thingiverse, but I didn't have a payout method selected. So all I got was a note from Thingiverse saying, "Hey, someone tried to give you a tip and they couldn't. Tough luck."
No, you know what? If you do it within 24 hours, the tip will go through.
Well, it didn't for me.
I just tied on my PayPal account to it.
Yeah, that's what I ended up doing.
But that's now you'd think with the community the way it is. I mean, everyone does Patreon and all that stuff. You'd think like tipping someone on Thingiverse would be a way to go, or using Cults, or using
My Mini Factory.
Well, I don't like My Mini Factory. I love My Mini Factory for sharing. I don't like trying to charge through My Mini Factory because they're the only one. They have the highest percentage that they take out of your model for each sale. Plus, they whack you $25 a month flat out on top of that.
Well, all right, never mind.
I only made $13, so why would I give them 25?
I'm laughing at chat. Terry said he tipped a few people, and Ryan is like, he has just the tipped people.
Just the tipped people. No, but you think the way the community is, I mean, everyone's generous and helping each other out. You'd think more people would tip off.
Well, you'd think, but Thingiverse is there's kind of a big love-hate relationship with Thingiverse anyway.
Yes, but it's not so much Thingiverse that you're tipping.
Well, I know, but some people are just avoiding it. So
yeah, well, I just don't think they think about it. Because I think more people, because I literally have I think I got 1 million downloads now off of Thingiverse with all my models.
I think my downloads number in the hundreds, but it's not that.
Yeah,
I don't have that much up there either. You know what I might do is I might put my Buy Me a Coffee link in the descriptions for all of the.
I thought about that, and I forgot. I keep forgetting about Buy Me a Coffee.
See, I've got the link for it in my the whatever my page is, my landing page.
Yeah.
On Thingiverse, but I don't put it in the descriptions, and I might start doing that.
Yeah, I started a bunch of them. I did if you like it, please tip me $1 or $2. Never saw it. I don't even upload on Thingiverse that much anymore. That's
Yeah.
something I'm just going to give away. I haven't been modeling that much lately, so. But I have been printer parts. One of these days, I might actually release this.
The LlamaCore.
Yeah. Let somebody else figure out all the problems I've had with it. There's some stuff I really like, and there's some stuff I just did really dumb. And then I'm like, oh, I got to redesign the whole freaking thing to fix that. It's like, nah, it's not that big of an issue.
It's not that much of a problem.
It's not. It's running. I'm just going to look at it now. There's a couple of things I am going to do to it. I got to put these towers on there. I think they're one of my major problems. The bottom slot on the tower that's on there is like 3 millimeters too low.
Okay.
Come to find out, as the belt goes down, the belt's a retention building it. You know, I reuse the same belts over and over and over, and I tear it down and rebuild it. And I nicked a few of them, and they're coming through, and they're hitting one of the pulleys, one of the wheels, and it's got a nick in it, and it's hopping it when it hits the neck. So I'm going to reset these, get new belts for it someday, and I think that'll take care of the one real bad issue I have with it.
Here's my TPU tower.
That's actually not bad.
No, it turned out really good for the first half of it. It did really good, but then it got too wobbly.
Yeah. Would you use the slicer?
Prusa slicer.
Oh, get rid of that.
The stuff is strong though.
Oh, TPU is wicked, dude. You can't pull TPU apart. TPU is the best layer adhesion. It's stronger than anything. You can do it with Squishy Cat. It's actually pretty firm when you do a lot of infill too. It's solid.
Yeah.
Dude, I built the old M3D when I first started all this. I bought a bunch of M3D tough filament, which is a fancy TPU. Actually, a high TPU. I built my lawnmower, my gas lawnmower, and my leaf mulcher, the intake, like tube to the carburetor, off the carburetor to the air filter, out of TPU.
Wow.
And it handles the heat, because that stuff you got to burn it at 135 to print it.
Yeah.
I wish they still made that. They don't make it like that anymore. Their TPU is just regular TPU. This used to be like a wicked high temperature TPU.
Yeah, I think this is the Overture TPU. I kind of like the Overture filament. It's not bad.
Overture. How do I know that? Oh, that's one of the...
I think they were the ones that were making like Amazon Basics or something.
Yeah. I think they were the Amazon Basics.
But I ordered a spool of that because I wanted to run some TPU through that Soval SV01 because I want to do a review on it, and I need to put it through its paces. And one of the things that's handy about it is that it's got a direct drive extruder, so you can print TPU.
That's why I still have this thing. That's basically why I keep rebuilding this, is because this is the ultimate TPU printer. That thing just spits out TPU near perfect.
Yeah, I did this at like 40 millimeters a second.
Yeah.
The Overture wants to print between like 220 and 230, but I actually have to print it about 240 to get it to print really well and not kind of clog
TPU?
up. Yeah.
That's kind of high. That's
what it said. The spool was like 220 to 235, I think is what it said.
Oh, so that might be a high temperature. TPU people don't realize that. There's high temperature TPUs and TPEs. That might actually, you sure it's a TPU, not a TPE?
The three letters on the spool are T, P, and U.
TPE
so
takes higher temperature than TPU. I can't remember.
It says TPU.
Does it?
Yep.
But they're all tetrachlorine, sciencey words that I can't say. They're all based on the same plastic. Buttram thermal units.
Those are BTUs.
I like that. Buttram thermal units.
And Butrion.
So is that like gas charged thermal units coming out of your butt?
It was funny when I pulled this off the bed because it was like...
You know what's even funnier is when you get used to a flex bed, and you just don't think about it, you're putting TPU and you take it off and you go to flex it, and it goes right with the bed. You're like, oh crap, it won't come off.
Yeah, the Soval's got that. What is that? The Anycubic base on it, the ultra base type stuff.
Glass ceramic.
Yeah, that ultra base type stuff. It's not ultra base TM. It's similar.
Yeah,
it's got that pattern on it.
Ceramic paint.
Yeah, whatever it is. But that stuff works pretty well. Ultra base-esque.
Ultra base-esque. That's the problem with all these like different print surfaces. Like the ultra base, it's really, really nice when it's new, and when it's worn out, it's kind of pricey to replace.
I think the glass plates for this one are like $20 or something.
Oh, they're more than that, aren't they?
I don't think so.
I want to try one of those. How do I get somebody to send me a free printer? Someone send me a free printer. They want me to.
Nobody sent me one yet.
Oh, you bought that?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you got the.
I got like a half price deal on it, but I still bought it.
No. I got no money to buy anything. I literally have no money. None. Zero. Zip. Hey,
this stuff makes me laugh.
Pie.
Yes.
Or alien legs, one or the other.
Oh, speaking of aliens, where's Josh?
I don't know. I was actually expecting him to be streaming when I came on, and no one was on. Nobody was doing anything. It was like, click.
Well, everybody's off because they were expecting Catchy, and Catchy apparently has something that's catching. So
get well soon, Catchy.
Yes, get well.
Wave the Catchy flag.
You're getting very catchy.
You're getting very catchy. Your condiments are going to be tasty. Blame Disney. Why are we blaming Disney? Caudy. I like that, Caudy. Not Catchy, Caudy. The catching is over with. They've caught it.
Oh, yeah. You got a point. Community caught up.
I was expecting them to say, we got no power. They shut it off on us again. They're getting whacked. What's your weather down there and wherever you are? You're down in like Texas or something, aren't you?
Yeah, San Antonio. It has been kind of chilly the last few days. It was kind of below freezing a couple days ago, and today it was like in the mid to upper 30s, and it kind of got into the 40s, and it's going to be more kind of 40s tomorrow.
So you're a little bit warmer than us, but not much.
Yeah, it is rainy all day.
Yes, it was sunny as hell, but it was still only like 35 all day. What sucks is we were like 50s and 60s for the last like month. Every day, 50s, 60s, a couple of low 70s. And literally, like Sunday and Monday, it was 55 and 65. And then Monday afternoon, it went from 65 to like 40. And it went from 40 to freaking 30, all within like an hour and a half. It dropped like 35 degrees in an hour and a half. It was ridiculous. And it started snowing. The only good thing is where it's so warm beforehand that any snow that did fall instantly just melted. We had a wicked temperature drop, like literally, it started cooling off gradually, and all of a sudden it just went boom.
Yeah, when it got cold here the other day, it went from, I want to say about 70 to about 40 in the course of an hour. And boy, was it windy too. I've got these two big old oak trees in the backyard, and they were just.
Yep. We had the state, the Amtrak, and everyone at the end of my driveway today.
Had what?
The state and Amtrak. There's my house is surrounded by a swamp, actually. I'm on like
Okay.
an island. My property is big football. It's not mine anymore, but mine and my neighbor's property is a big football. And there's swamp out back. It's like miles long out back, about a mile wide. Then the two streams come down either side of my house. There used to be a dam up there that's now gone. But there's like little culverts that go under the road and then go across the woods and underneath the train tracks. Well, beavers have showed up a lot in the last couple of years. And we don't just have one or two. We have like whole families of them. And the state's been coming here like every other day, clearing out culverts.
Mm-hmm.
And ponds been rising anyways. The streams have been rising up into a pond. That's what's actually funny. I should have taken a picture of it today, but they like literally went up and down the end of my driveway and like a little bit up my driveway, across the road, all the way to the Amtrak. And the Amtrak went from there on out. And they cut down all the trees anywhere near the river, so the beaver has nothing to freaking work with anymore. Because literally every other day they're having to like jam out, and they come with these big, huge like corkscrews that ream out that are on the back road. They have to stop the traffic, and so
they got tired of reaming your beaver holes.
Well, they were trapping it for a while and moving them, but they can't do that anymore because
you could catapult them.
Well, no, they used to trap them and move them up there.
Hi, red light. Sorry.
I guess Vermont won't take them no more. There's too many up there. Vermont, New Hampshire. So we can't even like transport them. So they don't want to kill them. And we're trying to just push them back into the swamp, because if they fill up the swamp, who cares? It's a swamp, then it'll be a pond instead of a swamp.
Yeah, but in the swamp they don't have a damn thing to do.
Well, there is. There's one that actually started damming up back there. So,
well,
I think that's what they're going to do. Is they're going to take the trees, because normally they drop them and then they limb them and they leave them right there, and people come and take them for firewood.
Yeah,
they're all gone. They cut them all. The time I walked down, put my garbage in, got my mail, and walked back up my driveway. Now my driveway is like a half mile long. They knocked down like 7 or 8 trees just in that time between the two of them. It was just like every 10 seconds, there's timber, big trees coming down. And they're all gone. When I went down to take my father to the doctors, they were gone. All the trees were history. The place is gutted down there. So I have a feeling they're bringing them up there where we want them. Everyone, we've had the state and the town all say, let them build up there. I think they're going to pre-block off an area to encourage them to build out back.
Okay.
That's the impression I got anyways. So we'll see. There might be a nice new pond out back. There used to be a dam out in front of this other neighbor over here's house that blew out 3 times.
Something built by humans?
Yeah. But it blew out 3 times in the 80s during all the floods and the hurricanes, and we had the big flood in '83 that just like devastated this area.
Why don't they let the beavers build the dam there?
Well, that's what we were saying, is we're hoping the beavers will rebuild it. Problem is that builds up so heavy and then it releases, and these culverts aren't big enough to handle it. If that builds up, fills up with water, then blows out during a hurricane or a flood, the culverts can't handle the volume, and they back up, and then the road floods. I've got pictures of in like 81 and 83 when it really, we had the big flood here. We had a massive, like everything got wiped out for like 100 miles in every direction.
Yeah, you got to bring in the Beaver Corps of Engineers and get them to analyze that
the Army
situation.
Corps of Engineers wouldn't rebuild it. They rebuilt it because it's actually, even though it was privately built 100 years ago, it was where it's a state waterway. The Army Corps of Engineers owns it.
No, not the Army Corps, the Beaver Corps of Engineers.
Anyway, they wouldn't. The Army Corps of Engineers wouldn't put it back the last time it blew up. It's just too much of a hazard. It's unnecessary and too much of a hazard. So we're hoping the beavers will take over the old dam. What we're hoping. Because it was nice having the pond back there. It's great for ice skating. Now it's just like it's barely even a swamp. It's more of a swampy stream. They don't.
It's a marshy area.
Yeah. Well, my neighbor right back here was hoping it wouldn't, because if they get 15 years of no water on it, she owns it. Well, she owns the pond. She bought the pond. Her and her husband bought the pond when the people who owned it died and they had no children, and it went up for auction. And they bought it because it's adjacent to their property. And it's like 130 or 140 acres.
That's a
And
lot.
if there's no water on it, and it's just a stream, I mean, it was like a mile wide stream, pond. It was only like 2 feet deep, but it was a mile wide and probably 4 or 5 miles long. They own it. And if that goes dry and it stays dry for 15 years, it's no longer considered wetlands. They can start building on it. They can subdivide it and build houses on it. Fucking huge amount of property.
You kind of have to put the houses up on stilts or something, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, a lot of people, we pretty much do that around here now anyways.
That's my house on a stick.
If you're that close to the water, you have to put them on stilts around here. We're like Florida now. I'm too close to the shore. Anything new built here within a mile of the shoreline goes on stilts. You cannot build a new house here without putting on stilts.
Well, when the ice caps and stuff melt, I'll have some beachfront property.
The only reason we never have a problem here is because my house happens to be like up
It's
on.
Tim. Hi, Tim. Tim Hoogland's here. TH3D.
Oh, Tim. The hooligan is here.
Invite him in. Talking about beaver building code.
Your building codes.
Talking about dam beavers and beaver dams.
So yeah, there was a bunch of them down there today at the end of the driveway, all freaking cutting down crap and reaming out. I love they have this backhoe that I swear has this like weird corkscrew on it, and I don't even know how to describe it. They just put the backhoe up on the road, and the arm of the backhoe goes down around with this corkscrewy thing on it, and it's just got a big long like cable. And they put it down in the water, and they drive it in, bust out the dam, and then at that point the water flow just takes it, and it's got a big cable on it, and it just blows all the crap out the other side of the culvert, blows out all the beaver dam crap. It's really freaking bizarre looking. It's basically just like a big.
It's an anti-beaver home device.
Well, it's actually, from what I understand, it's made to because you always get. Floating crap and leaves and junk. It's made to scrub out. It's basically a big brush with teeth on it, and it just spins in there and it scrubs out the. Because I think it's plastic. It's not like it's metal or anything. It's like a big plasticky. I don't even know how. It's bizarre. I wish I'd taken a picture of it. Wish I had my phone with me. I would have. And it just basically plunges out and scrubs out the culvert.
You should plug some of the words that you've used to describe that into Google image search, and maybe you can find it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they knocked out about, I don't know, I'm going to guess about 20 or 30 trees they knocked down today. Wide open now at the end of my driveway.
Oh, forgive me.
The other thing that's really cool is where it was so cold. It's still there in the morning. I'm going to take a picture, and I think it will be. The ice formed on the pond, which it's really a stream, but it became a pond because of the beaver. And then they dropped the water level like 4 or 5 degrees. So now there's this like pond of ice like 2 feet above the water line. It's really freaking bizarre because all the it's all brush and crap down there. It's just like floating up above the water. It's like really freaking weird and eerie looking.
Take a picture.
I got to get down there with my phone. I never go down there with my phone.
But don't get under the ice because then something will happen and it'll just.
Oh, it's super duper thin.
Ryan, I bet if you searched for thingy and doohickey, you would find an awful lot of things on a Google image search.
Yeah, you don't want to see what you get. You don't have your children because you will find stuff, but it will not be anything you ever wanted to see. Should we do it?
It's your stream. It's your channel.
Actually, I don't think that would come up with anything really odd. Safe search on.
Yeah, do it. And do it in incognito mode too. So
Does this stream have the requirements for made for kids? No. It has the requirements for do not let your children watch this, you dumbass.
that would be a bad idea.
This stream is kid proof. Do not let them watch. Actually, I think I only swore once. When I was talking about Costco's being a cluster.
And what the gosh darn heck did you say?
I said Costco's is a clusterfuck.
Well, now you've done it twice.
I'm over it. I try not to swear on stream, but there's just nothing else to describe it. It's the perfect way to describe that area right now.
The Costco cluster.
Yep. You know where I got that from, don't you?
No.
Hamburger Hill, the movie. That's Clint Eastwood's answer to everything. When the general comes up and asks him, "What do you think of this whole?" I don't know. They were doing like a practice, and ended up being real, and they were going into. It's semi-real. It's based on a true story on when they went into back in the 70s and 80s. I want to say LaGuardia. Why am I thinking LaGuardia? What the hell's the country we went in and got all the college? Grenada, yeah. When we went in there, they were all still in boot camp, and they ended up going down there and blah blah blah. The army went in and got the college kids out. Anyways, the general comes down and goes, "What do what's your opinion on all this?" He goes, "I think it's a fucking clusterfuck."
Now you've done it 3 times.
Oh well.
You're gonna get
no children watching.
You're gonna get demonetized or monotonized or demonized or whatever it is.
No money to demonetize, so I'm not even a quarter of the way to having enough followers, and I'm not even half the way to the hour. I actually got close to the hours. Now I think about it. I think I have like 1,900 watch hours or something like that.
You need 4,000.
Yeah, so I'm about halfway.
Yeah.
And I haven't streamed that much lately, but I only have like 250 followers or something like that.
Well, get more.
Yeah, sure. Hey. Hey, would you like to follow my freaking YouTube channel? Please do. Hey, will the laser screw up your eyeballs?
No, it might mess your camera up. Ow.
That was pretty cool, actually.
You ever notice that if someone takes a camera and points it into a bright light, you kind of involuntarily...
Yep. I've done that, yeah. Like movies and stuff, they do it, and you're like, oh, no, don't look at the sun. It's too bright.
Hey, Tim, I think what that had to do with was YouTube removing features, not removing a channel, but removing a feature. If they've got a low use feature that costs them a lot to keep implemented, they're going to drop the feature.
They may be able to remove the channel too.
Yeah, there were people that were commenting on that, and the YouTube, the team YouTube account in Twitter kept responding, no, this has to do with the feature set available, and if it's a feature that costs us a lot to keep running and it doesn't generate enough return on the investment of keeping that particular feature running, then they reserve the right to remove that feature from YouTube.
Yeah, I think they worded it wrong. I don't even read it.
They did.
Frickin'
It was confusingly worded.
They do that deliberately. That way they can play lawyer games and not have to worry about it. They're always right.
Yeah, why be clear at the outset when you can be vague and confuse people?
Yep. Let's use lawyer speak so no one understands it. Just stupid. Yeah, I do not have reliable contact especially at this point in time in my life.
Well, what is reliable content?
Well, you're actually going to grow on pretty fast, aren't you?
Huh?
When you started doing this, you had less freaking people than I did, and you have what, a couple thousand now, don't you?
Yeah, like 2,100.
Yeah. So you
I
could.
I think the key to that is consistency, though, and I release a video every Monday. So
right, that's what he's saying is reliable,
okay,
regular content. You do something every Monday.
yeah,
because you actually can monetize now, can't you? Or are you monetized?
yeah, I am.
Yeah. What do you get? $20 a month?
About 40.
Really? That's not bad. I mean, it's not worth it in the hours put in, but
no, but it'll buy me a couple of spools of filament.
Keeping it going.
Oh, over the course of a quarter, it would buy like an Ender 3 or something. So
right. Well, exactly. It makes it mentally worth doing it.
Yeah.
It's
well, I mean, it's kind of it's a hobby though, and it's a hobby that can kind of pay for itself.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's my point.
So I don't know. So between that and Amazon, I think I do about $40 a month for like the Amazon affiliate link.
Really? So you're making $100 a month off the two of them, huh?
Yeah, close to anyway. Not enough to retire on.
Like a gold mine to me right now.
Huh?
That'd be like a gold mine to me right now.
I probably ought to set up a Patreon. I've had exactly one person comment and say, "Hey, if you had a Patreon, I'd support you." So I probably ought to do that.
I just never really pushed it. I don't know enough people to bother. I'm really not a beggary type, anyways.
Put the link to the stream back in the chat, but the requirement is that you have to be in this pose to be on the stream.
Your hands have to be behind your back, ready to be handcuffed.
Yeah, I could retire on that if I died tomorrow.
It's a good way of thinking of it. Why make money today when you can be dead tomorrow?
Yeah. Well, something's got to pay for the funeral, though.
Yeah, it's someone else's problem at that point.
Yeah. It's not like you can just like stick me in a shoebox and dig a hole in the backyard.
Everyone's like, oh, what you want to do with your body after you die? It's like, I don't give a crap. I'm done with it. It's like, what do you do with a chicken carcass after you eat the chicken? You throw it out. I'm done.
Yeah, Tim, this is my we got this bookshelf thing on sale probably about 8 or 9 years ago. And it was like, I want to say like 60 or 70% off. This chair I inherited from an office move. Somebody moved out of an office and did not take it with them. I really like my chair. And then that piece of gear over there, I got that for like $3.50 from a Goodwill store, but it really fits my steampunk aesthetic.
I need a new chair.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. What happened to Tim?
Well, Tim did something bad.
He all capped.
Capped everything.
Yes, it is a leg lamp. It's a miniature leg lamp, but it is a leg lamp.
Put on time. Bad little Timmy. You've been put in a corner.
Spam caps. Here, let me turn the lamp on.
You got your dunce cap on now, Tim?
Let's see. There you go. Get some lights going.
Is that leg lamp?
It is. It is. And I've got a string. I've got a string of 12 Christmas lights. That's little bitty leg lamps.
Here, Tim. I'll fix it for you. Now you won't have that problem.
Give him a wrench and he'll be fine.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay. With great wrench comes great responsibility.
Yeah. Don't cap spam me.
It's fragile. Send Tim the link to the thing. Get him in here.
Yeah,
If he wants to.
I'm not going to stay that much longer, but that's all right. Although I keep saying that, and here it is, freaking 2 hours later. I might have to go get something else to drink, though, and something to munch on.
Got that backwards.
With great range comes all caps.
Yeah, that too. Well, I got this neat Erlenmeyer flask that actually says whiskey on the front of it.
Cool.
So I need to actually get some to put in there.
Screw up, everybody. Put gin in it. He was there, and then he's gone again.
Ah.
It was like a flash of Tim.
The Flash. Bye, Terry. Sounds like Tom's not going to be streaming for much longer. We may not be here when you get back.
I don't know why Tim keeps flashing in and out. He well, you can't see the green room.
No, I can't see the green room.
He flashes in the green room and then he's gone again. Something ain't right.
He's flashing you.
Flash.
In the green room.
Gordon. Remember that one?
Which one?
60s one. Flash Gordon.
Oh, no, I didn't ever see that one.
Flash. Gordon. There he is. You going to stay this time? Can I actually get you in the room?
And the Lord said, "Let there be Tim." And there was Tim, but he was muted.
I am the Lord. The Lord thy Lama. Lordy Lama. What's up, hooligan?
We cannot hear you.
Cannot hear you. Plug it in. Hey, Tim. Unplug it and plug it back in. How many times have you had to say that to people? Did you turn it on?
Now look what you did. You made him leave.
The hooligan is disconnected. Drum roll to Tim.
Hang on. Put my flask away.
No, Tim. Why are you putting earbuds in?
Because I didn't want to dig out my headset, my big ear cans.
Ear cans.
And I don't have the fancy AirPods, so I just have the wired earbuds.
Yeah, those are the Apple ones, all right?
Yeah. They got the microphone built in.
I hate those things. They just fall out of my ears constantly.
Mine stay in. Ear yams.
Are you going to stay in the time, hooligan?
I am what I am. There he is.
I hear you. It's very quiet.
How is it quiet?
I don't know. It just sort of is.
Quiet. You have to turn up your mic. There you go.
I could hear that. The loud sigh of exasperation.
Hang on. You know what?
Quiet. I mean, we can hear you. It's just really low.
How's this? Is this any better?
That's better.
It's a little better. It's still
clearer.
Low.
Here, how's that? I turned my gain up.
There you go.
My dog is sitting here. She wants some bugles.
Bugless.
Those are things I cannot eat.
Do you want a bugle?
Yes, I do, please.
Speak.
Arf.
Come on.
Brian's over here barking and opening his mouth like a mule you talk to him.
She'll catch one if I go. Here, come here. Oh, here. Come on. Sit. Lay down. Speak. Sit.
Oops.
Oh. we missed.
Speak. Give me a damn bugle.
I know, right? Clara, one more. One more. Sit.
Oh,
Speak. You gotta stay sitting. There you go. Ready?
why is that doing that? Whale's like freaking out on me.
She's a happy pup right now. You missed one. There's a little crumb.
The LlamaCore says it's 82% done.
Yeah? You guys, hang on. Hey, Google, turn on night mode. Bam. Look at, I'm so festive.
You better got your headphones on. They'd be like, hey, Google, set alarm for 2 o'clock in the morning with loud horror music.
Or I can just set off the siren for our alarm system.
But
that's all integrated with my home
Tim
system.
was up at like 2:30 this morning.
Yeah, I know, and I saw that.
I happened to get up and I was looking at something on YouTube and he's live? Why? Let's go find out.
Two Trees apologized, contacted the guy that they stole the video from, and removed it. So I removed the video. They reacted quick because I think they realized that they sent me this, and I'm like, well, if you guys are gonna be like that and steal community videos and stuff, I'm not gonna support your company.
No, but you can send it to me.
See her rooting around for more food.
Hey, if you guys want an MKS Gen L, he's got it for $12 right now.
Yeah, I only got like 10 left, and then that's it. We're not carrying those anymore. I'm gonna look for a 32-bit board. It's not gonna be the SKR. How's that going for you, Tom?
Actually, I told you how I figured it out, didn't I?
What was it? Was it the board or was it you breaking things?
Either. It's it's the board / drivers. I keep forgetting SKRs with 2208s cannot use linear advance. It breaks the extruder. I don't know why. It's only that board with that driver.
It's actually most boards with those drivers. The best way to do it, you have to use square wave stepping in the firmware, and you also have to make sure square wave stepping.
You know how you get 2209s.
The 2209 and 2208s are based on the same chip. They just added more features to the die and a higher amp.
Don't do that supposedly.
Well, here's the thing. I've got 2208s on my Easy board. Run linear advance on all day. No issues.
Yeah, it's only supposedly the SKR boards. I don't know why.
Well, I think it's because it's those socket steppers. I don't think they have enough copper on those PCBs, and they're running too hot, and they just shut down. Because the 2208s do run hot.
It did it right from the beginning. It never even got hot, you know?
So, the thing is, those each 2208 and 2209s, they have an integrated processor. It's not just a stepper driver. There's a full CPU in there, and it runs hot. And the main difference between the 2208s and 2209s is that they optimize the 2209s so they run cooler. Okay? We're talking about half the temperature difference.
Run hotter.
The 2209s shouldn't run hotter. According to their data sheet, they should be cooler because
they run more amps, but they run hotter. That's what I heard.
No, the main difference in terms of what people actually care about in terms of features is 2209 versus 2208. They do the same thing except the 2208 supports sensorless homing and a max of 2 amps per driver on the stepper output. Okay, 2209s are 2 amps. 2208s are up to 1.5. So, but on like Creality printers, you're never going to go past 1 amp.
No.
So there's no benefit. And then you have end stops. Like a lot of people are like, why do you guys only have the 2208s on your board? Well, because we're putting them in printers that 1 have end stops and 2 don't have motors that need more than even an amp. You run those Creality motors higher than an amp, they're burning hot. So, but they did redesign that to run cooler. So in theory, and according to the Trinamic data sheet, that because I have 2209 chips here, I got the bare chips and I also got step sticks with them. They should run cooler. That according to Trinamic. So, but what you see is like on the Creality silent boards that have the 2208s, because they're only 2-layer PCBs, 1 ounce copper in each layer, where you need 4 layer with 2 ounce copper. The drivers just overheat. Yeah, and the funny thing is they're like, let's just throw heat sinks on the top of them. It doesn't matter.
That's not where the heat's coming from.
No, the Trinamics are specifically designed to sink the heat through the PCB. That's why they have the solder pad on the bottom. That's what actually transfers the heat. So if you have a small little rectangle, which is the stepper driver, like when you have the socketed types, and that PCB doesn't have a lot of copper in it, guess what's going to happen? It's going to get heat soaked. It's going to overheat.
The top of the board is the heat pad. The actual processor's on the bottom.
Now, which ones are those? The 2209s or the 2208s?
2209.
Okay.
Like
A lot of
2208 same way.
like the 20. So the water I sell, water 2208 genuine step 6. Okay. Their boards are 2-ounce copper, 4 layers, and I don't have overheating issues with them. Now, when I was testing out which 22.8s to carry, I bought stuff from Big Tree Tech, and theirs overheated because you can't put, they had the stepper driver on the top and put a heatsink on the top of it. Now, it doesn't hurt to put a heatsink on the top of it, but that's not where the heat's coming from. You know, it'd be like the equivalent of me sticking a heatsink on the bottom of my motherboard to try to cool my processor.
This is a Big Tree Tech right here. And the processor's on the bottom.
So they changed that then because their first revisions they
old
didn't.
one.
I have ones here where they're on the top. I have them. I have a junk bin outside that's got the original ones where they had the chip on the top. So, but in general, the Trinamic drivers are designed like the ones in the square package like that. The regular square. I can't remember the technical term for them.
These are the Big Tree Techs.
But
these are 1.0, so these are the very first ones.
Right, but they've used that 1.0 marking for like 3 different board revisions.
They used it for 1.0, 1.0, and 1.0.
Yeah, there's yeah. So
1.00 and 1.0001 and 1.01.
But the point is, Trinamic drivers, they sink their heat through the bottom of the chip. And the thing is, too, even if that's properly set up where it's sinking the heat through the bottom, if there's not enough copper on the circuit board, so let's say you have a 2-layer board, okay, with 1-ounce copper, it's not going to be able to effectively transfer the heat through the PCB material to the other layer where the heatsink's stuck to.
Yeah. Anyway.
So.
Here's what it is.
No, I'm just trying to, I like educating people on how this stuff is because I geek out about it.
No,
I also have to know
not wanting an education right now. His mind is made up. Don't confuse him with the facts.
But I'm going to be putting, I have one of my boards, I'm going to put this in my Solval and make that silent. So I'll have my Ender 3 fully decked out and my Solval fully decked out in here.
I thought those already had, like, silent steppers on it.
Nope, that's a Creality EV 2.2 board with A4988.
Yeah, it is loud AF. I've got one right over there.
I think it's a great machine, though, especially for the price. And,
yeah, I was printing some, I don't know if you saw that. I tweeted out a
did you put the PTFE tube in your extruder? Did you see how I tore mine down and there was no PTFE? No. So in the guide, so where your filament exits between where the feeder gear is and the tension arm, there's that plastic piece that guides it down into the hot end.
Right.
When I took mine out, there's no PTFE in there. So you have a 4 millimeter hole that your filament's going through to get from the feeder gears to the hot end. So try to print Flexmon, it's all going to back up in there. So what you need to do is take that out and then cut a piece of PTFE to that length and put it in there.
Had a bad one because he just printed TPU with no problem.
So then you might have it in yours then because they supposedly fixed it.
Okay.
So
I will take it apart and see though.
Well, if you were able to print TPU, they probably did put in there because it wasn't usually reported back. Because what'll happen is it just
if he had it.
I would. How are you printing like Ninja Flex or are you printing like standard TPU?
It's standard TPU. It's a short hardness of like 95 or whatever. 95A.
I would probably check then.
I will
check because that's the thing. Like they said they're aware of it and that they're supposed to be fixing it. But I trust but verify.
yeah. The TPU I've got, it's the Overture TPU, short hardness of 95A.
Yeah, I have the same stuff, so it's pretty stiff.
It is not Jello soft like some.
No. But the thing is, there needs to be a piece of PTFE between the hot end, the top of the hot end heatsink, and the feeder gears. Yeah. So, and mine did not have it, and mine I bought I want to say about a month ago, if that.
Yeah, I think mine. I've had mine for maybe a month and a half, maybe 2 months. I don't recall.
So you probably don't have it in there.
Yeah, I probably don't.
I would do that. You'll probably get decent or better print quality with TPU if you do that because that path is going to be fully guided. Now, their extruder's not terrible. It obviously was a cut down Titan to save on cost, but it's better than the stock crap I've seen on some other printers.
Yeah. I want to do
Tom,
something about the fan noise on the electronics box too.
No, I'll add it to my list.
Well, the thing that I want to do to it is
I've got a list of stuff. I got to spec out a bunch of fans for it, anyways. So what did I? Hang on. Hang on. I'm in my.
That's not attractive, Tom.
Oh God. Oh.
Hang on. Hang on. I got to move the chat window over. There we go.
Oh God.
Now I don't have to see it.
Oh,
Now,
things that make you go boo.
now it's just you and me, Tom.
It's not like I had my hairy, hobbit feet out there. I mean.
It's close.
Are you done? Can I
close.
move the chat window yet?
Okay, so you're talking about the internal control box fan, right?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
I am. Here's what I want to do.
I'll try to find a quieter one because.
Well, what I want to do is I want to modify that that sheet metal that covers the underside of it, because it's got that like a 30 by 15 or 30 by 20 blower in there that just blows the hot air in the box at the motherboard, and that meanwhile, its intake and output are also both just the air in that box. So all it's doing is it's a little oven. So what I want to do is I want to cut an intake under the input or the intake fan for the Meanwell, and just put a little gasket or something there so that when it's turning its fan on, it's sucking in air from underneath the printer.
I wonder if I'd be able to pull air, like printed ducts, to pull air from like the side. I gotta look at the venting. Mine is sitting over here. It's got a pile of parts on it that I'm going to upgrade because people said they wanted to see what upgrades I did, because I'm gonna end up swapping their Titan for the one that we carry because it's a little bit better, and put a pancake stepper on it. So and people were like, "You better do a live stream for the upgrades." I was like, "Fine, I'll stream me doing the upgrades." So, but basically, it's gonna be one of my personal machines in here. So I have room for 10 total machines. So once I get that one up and running, so I like having a mix of direct drive and Bowden in here. But the funny thing is, my TPU machine I use, because I usually print parts for my drone, so they're small, is actually a Wanhao i3 Mini in a Bowden configuration with our tough tube and our tough extruder. So, and I print TPU on that. That's all it does. And then I've got our bed mat on there, and I can print it with. It has no heated bed, but I can print TPU on there, no heated bed or anything, and it prints great. So that's what I use that printer for, is basically drone parts.
What you got there, Tom?
I am a cheese puff snob.
Oh, those are good.
I like Cheetos. Wise makes some cheese puffs. They're disgusting.
If you were serious about it, you'd be eating those with chopsticks right
I don't
now.
know if you guys have Big Wives around you. You know,
Big Y, never heard of it.
It's a store chain like Walmart or any of those grocery store, Piggly Wiggly's.
Big Y.
Yeah. It used to be A&P. They bought out A&P.
Did I show you guys?
Anyway, these are actually really good.
I love Bugles.
I can't tell you.
I love the nacho cheese ones better, but these were. We went to Kmart. There was a Kmart by us. Apparently they still exist. That was closing. They were like 80 cents for a bag. I was like, I'm getting a couple bags of these.
How many can we fit in the truck?
Did I tell you? So I've been screwing around with Fiverr, and I actually paid this guy.
You put that.
Tom, did you see that?
What?
I don't know if I can share it on here. Hang on. Share audio. Hang on. I think I'd have to mute my audio so I don't hear you guys. Hang on. Other participants were hearing themselves. You're sharing everything you hear, including their own voice. Okay. I'm gonna mute. Or you guys just don't talk. I guess that'll work. Hang on. Where's my video? Hang on. Desktop. He is reshooting it, by the way, so he's gonna shoot it with the correct pronunciation. Oh my god, my computer, I don't know what's going on. My drives are all working and everything, but it just chugs sometimes.
Why do we want some doctors for doing?
It's hilarious. Hang on. Let me turn my video or audio up. Let me see. Here we go.
Hi there, Frank George here. You know, as a real live doctor, I know a thing or two about probing. I do indeed. Now, I love something that's easy to install, easy to use, and backed by a support team. And that's why I choose the 3D Isabel kit for all my 3D printers. You see, I prefer not to waste countless hours trying to figure out how to connect things to my machines when I could be printing instead. With the 3D Isabel, you get technical support, easy to use firmware, quality parts, amazing accuracy, and there's no moving parts. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to their site at Isabel, EZABL.th3dstudio.com and get one today. And thanks for watching, and as always, happy printing indeed. The Isabel kit is meant for 3D printer usage only, not for medical or rectal use.
Is that what you enable?
Yeah, he's re-recording it, but I thought it was funny. I just want to do some cheesy ads, and you can pay people on Fiverr, and they'll do like spokesperson ads. So, what is my dog? Oh, I was like, what is the dog doing? She's drinking water.
Where's my dog and where is my bag of bugles?
I know, right? I put the bugles away. She would totally steal that entire bag if she had the opportunity. She would max out. Stop playing in your water. Hey. Couch. Go to the couch.
And wipe those wet paws.
No. She's like, I know you have food. I'm not going far away.
Won't give her a frickin' bagel or bugle. Won't
She
let her
got-
play in her water. You're no fun.
You know what? You know what she did this morning? I came out, and what was I doing? I was walking to the kitchen, and I see her slowly walking out of the bathroom, okay? And I noticed she has some stuff on her nose. Well, we have a cat litter box in the bathroom, and guess who was digging for some cat nuggets in the bathroom? So then I yelled at her, and she dropped 3 of them on the floor that were in her mouth. So that's how I started my day today. It was terrible. And then I brought her back, showed her, like, no, hit her on the nose. And then she ran in cowered by my wife. She's like, what did you do to the poor dog? I was like, she got in the cat box again.
Stealing Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah. I was like, ugh. Like, you gross dog. And there was something else she did, but it's so gross I can't even say it online. It's dogs are messed up.
They are.
So we now have trash.
No,
We now have. Let me just put it this way: we have trash cans with lids on the in all the bathrooms now. So. Yeah, and when she did that, which
Cotton swab with a string on it.
But it happened overnight, and I woke up, and my wife was out of town, so I woke up to the contents of the bathroom garbage all over the floor of the bedroom, and then I had to clean the carpets in the bedroom.
Break out
So-
the rock side.
Little like dog memes on Facebook and Twitter.
The dog
There's one
shaming.
with
The dog shame.
dog with a
She's
pillow all ripped up behind him, and he goes, "The pillow attacked first."
yeah. My dog. I've thought about making a little sign and hanging on her and internet shaming my dog.
Yeah, that's kind of. I don't get that shaming my dog thing. That's kind of stupid. But
I mean, it's funny, but
some of them
she's.
are funny, but
She's pretty good for the most part. She's only 9 months old, so the worst thing she's done, she's only chewed up one extension cord and I think one network cable that was like laying in the garage. But other than that, she hasn't chewed on any furniture. She hasn't had an accident in the house in like 6 months. So, like, she was really easy to potty train. We got the little bells on the doors.
everything in the body.
Well, her favorite thing now, we have to watch her when we let her outside because it's very cold here and it snowed, so things outside are frozen, and she likes to pick up some things that are outside that are frozen and try to eat them.
It's a frozen treat.
Yeah. Dogs are so gross.
They're scavengers.
Well,
man.
we had dogs growing up, and I
like dogs. I'd rather have a cat.
we have 4 cats. She tries to play with the cats. The cats are not the fan of her trying to play with them.
No.
You'll just hear, like, we'll be sitting in the living room. We're like, "Where's the dog?" And all of a sudden, we see 2 cats flying down the hallway, and then we just hear the dog like full blast down the hallway. It's like, no cats. She's looking at me. She's like, "There's no cats in here. Why are you yelling at me?" She's sitting under my desk looking pathetic. She's really good at looking pathetic. See, at least here's the thing. At least dogs, when they screw up, they actually look remorseful.
Yeah,
Whereas cats, you look at cat, you yell at a cat, and cat's like, "Pfft, Mark, just piss off." You know. At least a dog is like, "Ah, I screwed up."
A dog would make you look a little sad look.
Boy, a Christmas tree. It's not even Thanksgiving yet. Yeah.
Well,
whatever.
I'm in agreement, but you don't know my wife, so I turned it into a project. So I'm printing ornaments for it. It's a 3D printing.
She is a
project.
force to be reckoned with, you say.
Yeah, she's very she doesn't force much on me, but when it comes to Christmas, that's her thing.
Yeah, you know what?
If I didn't say something, we'd probably have Christmas decorations up before Halloween.
Yeah. I had a couple girlfriends that were all into it. And my thing always used to be, you put it up early, I'm going to tear it down early. I'm okay with it going up early. I'm going to tear it down the day after frickin' New Year's.
So, I mean, I the limit right now is the tree. So I actually bought this one for my office at Kmart actually, and it's fancy. It's got a little
Pre-lit with
here.
LEDs, and you can change the
Yeah, look at
pattern and stuff.
Yeah, it's got like
There
different
you go.
settings. You can like fade on and off, and
Well,
it's also white too. It can do different
I
things.
put some Christmas lights in my garage window upstairs in my garage like 3 years ago, and they're still there, and they're still lit every night. They're solar powered. I'm surprised they're still running. I figured the battery would burn out by now.
I thought there was there we go. There's an option. I think it'll change. There we go. Oh, there we go. It's a little more animated. How's that? So next year, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting lights up around like May, June. And I'm putting up permanent addressable LEDs that are hidden behind a diffused cover. So I can leave them up all year round and then program my home automation system to do different colors depending on the time of the year. So it'll automatically, so like 4th of July, I can have America mode, just red, white, and blue. You know, St. Patrick's Day. So the goal is to have addressable LEDs around the entire house, but it doesn't look like there's lights up until they're on. So it's, you know, it's nice, it's clean. I don't have to be putting lights up every year, and I can do cool patterns and stuff.
That's a cool idea.
On a side note, what I can then do, like let's say our alarm system triggers, I can have them flash like colors to draw attention to the house. You know, not like it wouldn't draw attention to our house if our alarm system trips, all the lights in the house come on, and the siren goes off, and all the Google Home starts screaming. So, yeah.
Help me! Help me!
It's more obnoxious when this siren goes off. All the cats like dip out because the previous owner had a hardwired alarm system, and so there's a company called Connected with a K. I think John Mack uses them because I remember him commenting when I talked about it before. But it allows you basically you label all your door sensors and window sensors, whatever kind of sensors you have, and then it's a new board with an ESP8266 on it, and it ties in with like SmartThings or Home Assistant. So I was able to take over all the existing door sensors that were in the house and the motion sensor in the living room and the siren. So yeah, it's a Node MCU board, but it was like I think $90. I had it installed in like 15-20 minutes, and you know I added a bunch of Z-Wave door and window sensors, so every door in this house has a sensor on it, every window in this house has a sensor on it. So my wife was a little paranoid about being in a our house is a ranch, so obviously every window's ground level, so she was a little sketched out about not having the bedroom on a second level. So I was like, well, what if I just put sensors on everything, so we have announcements when any time a window opens. So if you open a window or door in our house, there's an audible announcement from the tablet that's mounted to the wall in the kitchen. And if the alarm system's armed, it turns on all the lights at night. Same thing, I have our smoke alarms tied in too, so our smoke alarms go off, all the lights come on. So we can actually see where we're going. So, if it's 3 a.m. and the smoke alarms are going off, the first thing is you're going to try to turn on lights because where the hell is the smoke?
Right.
Or where the hell's the fire? Well, my system's tied in, so kick on all the lights. So.
And it's a gas leak. He kicks on the lights and boom, the whole house blows up.
No, I got sensors for gas and CO2 in the house too. So. There's a lot. I've looking back on all the sensors and automation I've done in this house. It's a lot, and it was like $30 here, $100 there, and now I'm like looking at them like, just.
You're like, how did we get $10,000 into this?
I don't think we're that much. I'd say probably, if you don't count the camera system, probably about 2,500, and that'd be in the higher end.
Yeah.
I mean. Like, I got my window door and window sensors on sale. They're the monoprice ones, the Z-Wave, for like, I don't know, $15 a sensor. I think I bought like 30 of them. So, but, yeah, I have, Michael that's a good point. Actually, all my cameras, I've got a mix of Hike Vision, Amcrest, and Real Links here. Just all IP cameras. They're all on their own VLAN with no internet access. And my DVR box has 2 network cards. One network card is on the camera VLAN, the other one's on my private one. So my cameras, even if there's a Chinese backdoor in them, they can't get up to the internet, so it doesn't matter. And they can't access anything else, any other subnets on my network. So there's a camera VLAN, it's just an isolated LAN-only network. Cool. So if you guys have Chinese security cameras, looking to get into managed switch and VLANs, and here's why. A lot of people talk about this stuff, and it's all based on hearsay and, just paranoia or whatever. But when I was doing product reviews before I had TH3D, I had a bunch of Chinese companies send me cameras, IP cameras to review, and I had them on my home network. And one day I'm wondering, why the hell is my outbound traffic, okay? Now this is a camera that's not streaming out to the cloud. It does have a connection to their app, but it's only supposed to stream when you're on the app, okay? It's only supposed to establish that connection. So I'm looking at it, okay, and I'm wondering, I'm streaming out like 10 megabits a second upload on my connection. I'm not streaming anything. I don't have any downloads or uploads going. And I checked my traffic, and I see the IP of this Chinese camera streaming its video and data out to a server in China. And then I did a packet capture on it, and there's a telnet session where someone's scanning the network from the fucking camera.
Yes, it's part of the Internet of Poorly Secured Devices.
No, it was a back door. I had no ports open to it. It was someone from China telnetted into that camera that phoned home, and it was scanning my network to see what devices were on there.
Wow.
Like, no bullshit at all. As soon as I saw that, freaked the fuck out. I unplugged it. I went and got managed switches. I had some laying around already. I went and bought a couple more basic ones. VLAN those suckers off, and never again.
Yeah.
Like never. John Mac, I do not use UPnP. It's disabled on my router. I'm using PFSense. So I know what's going on my network. I keep an eye on everything, my traffic going in and out. And I don't know if many of you guys know, but my background before I started TH3D was doing project management for an IT firm. So I did network rollouts, server build-outs, all that stuff. So, yeah, you got to be careful with that stuff. Because, think about it. A lot of this stuff, the Chinese government does subsidize. And the reason they subsidize is because they can put little backdoors on your SD cards or the firmware of the cameras. And that's a way for them to get devices out into other countries to then spy. I'm probably sounding like a conspiracy theorist, but it's actually been proven. It's not just me talking out of my ass here. So they subsidize the cost, they get Americans to buy cheap cameras, and now they got millions of these devices out in the wild with backdoors in them.
Yep.
So I don't know. The ones that I'm using could be bugged, but guess what? They can't get out to the internet. There's no way in hell they can actually get out. There's no way for that network they're on to get out to the internet.
You can't see the rest of the world, so it doesn't matter what they've tried to put on
Right,
it.
so there could be backdoors, and I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? My $50 PoE camera that's in my shop, it could have backdoor in it, but guess what? No one's ever going to be able to connect into it because the only thing they can talk to is my server, which is locked down. And I actually have the Windows firewall is actually useful in this case, locked down so only certain ports can talk to the server, and it's not like they can route traffic through my server because there's no services running that would allow it to route traffic through from the one network card to the other. So, but this is real stuff. Like, this is not bullshit. Like, it happens, and I've seen it happen, and I thought it was bullshit, like seeing all these articles about all these backdoor Chinese cameras, until I saw someone actively connected to the camera. I felt so exposed. It was the shittiest feeling I've ever felt. Like, somebody was in my network on a device that has a microphone and a camera in my home. Like, it was bad.
Yeah.
You know? And the screwed up part is I reported it to Amazon, and then I left a review on it. The company deleted the product listing, relisted it as a new company name, and started selling the exact same camera.
Amazon don't give a crap. Amazon does not give a crap. I report so much stuff to Amazon, they do nothing.
They haven't taken those fake solid state relays that I've talked about. I reported, I called them, they said they were going to do it. Guess what? The listing came back up a week later. It's the same shit. You know, and you're talking about stuff like, this is a privacy issue. Like, what if this camera was in, your bedroom or your kid's room, and the videos ended up online somehow because the person in China was being malicious or wants to blackmail you. Like, that stuff does happen. The chance of it actually happening are slim, but why even take the chance?
Right.
But you got these people that are like, oh man, a security camera for $40, it's Wi-Fi. They put it on their home network. Guess what? They got access to everything in your home network.
Yep.
Like, I got a file server here. If they could have tunneled in through and grabbed files off my server. Now, granted, that server is locked down and you need authentication, but the point is, someone was in my private network.
Sorry, I'm laughing at chat.
Oh, John. I don't even want to see that, John. I'm good. Do you have like one of those like zoom lenses? Because that's the only way they're really going to see anything.
No, you gotta do the whirly thing. Have to whirl around in front of the camera once or twice. You really get off on it.
Oh God. But like some of the stuff and like me hearing myself talking about this stuff, I sound like a nut job. But I'm telling you, I've seen it happen. It's not going to happen to everybody, but I'm of the mindset that it's legitimately something. Oh wait, are you? Did Design Prototype Test join in?
Freaking joke! I'm freaking and start laughing.
Got my tinfoil chef hat.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were Design Prototype Test for a second.
No. I use zip ties.
Those damn zip ties on the Pruses, man.
Real engineers don't use zip ties.
I'll have you know, I have one patent. Okay.
Congratulations.
I'm kidding.
Compatentulations.
That guy has mentioned his one patent on some buckle like at least a dozen times. Oh.
Snap.
Oh.
Now, Tom, take your skirt off.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Yeah, it never comes off. You almost never get the skirt off.
I do two-layer high skirts.
The thing with the flex plates is they work. You get the best removal with the PEI, but the mats stick really well. Yeah.
See, I kind of like your mat better because I don't need to burn it at such a high temperature.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you had that bed that doesn't get up.
Well, this bed's actually pretty good.
Okay.
Both of these two are. Just that one is terrible. But still, I don't need to burn the bed at 70 degrees like I do with PEI. Why? Right now, I actually thought about putting the PEI on because at this point, it would heat my room because it's freaking cold in here.
Okay, here's one thing since we're all hanging out. Okay, Creality and Wham Bam both have these like grow tent enclosures that they're selling now.
Yep.
what about these cheap power supplies being thrown inside an enclosure? It's going to get to around 50 degrees Celsius. And anybody see a problem with that? Because I mean, like the mean wells, the max operating temp is 65 to 70 C, and who knows what the max operating temp is for the no-name power supplies.
Yeah.
Like that's my concern. Like it feels like it's like a fire waiting to happen.
Well,
Like
they have about 20 fans in there too, though.
no, there's no fans. There's no fans in the enclosure itself. Like aside from the printer, there's no additional fans. It's just literally it's like a grow tent that they threw their logos on. Like you ever see those? Like go on Amazon and type,
I haven't seen them, but I mean, Wham Bam's calling theirs the hot box. So.
Yeah, yeah. I have all of our all oh god, oh god. But I mean, okay, on all of my machines that we have in the enclosures, all the power supplies are outside of the enclosure. Like we just extended the power wires and put them outside the enclosure.
Yeah, I've got my my Mark III in one of the LAC enclosures, but there's enough of a gap between those plexiglass panels and the sides to where you can still get a little airflow in there.
Right, and that's actually how the closures we sell from Printed Solid are. They have just enough ventilation. Now on ours, I actually went a step further and insulated the whole things.
Okay.
Just to get a higher ambient temperature for doing other materials. But those grow tents or the hot box, those are pretty much sealed if you look at them. There's no like gaps. It seals up pretty well.
Yeah. Now Wham Bam's has an open bottom. It's the sides and the top. So
yeah,
if
but
you wanted to, you could like mount it on little blocks or something and get some convection airflow through it.
Right, but people aren't going to do that. Like, let me see. Yeah, theirs is just one you slap on top of it. And another thing is, too, people need to understand, when you have an enclosure, you're going to have a real hard time printing PLA with that enclosure on there because it's going to get too hot.
Yeah.
So, because we have some people that order, because we resell the printed solid ones on our site. Mm-hmm. And we get people that are like, well, no, I can't print PLA. Well, leave the door wide open, put a fan in, or just take it out of the enclosure.
Just open the doors and it'll be fine.
Yeah,
you know, I did this one on my Mark III just mostly because I thought it looked cool. It provides a lot of light for the printer because I've got the LED strips along the inside of
that's how my my printer actually. Let me see if I can kick it on. You can probably see the lights. There's a lot of lights in there. It was actually the printer in the enclosure behind me, which you will see when I turn it on because it's. Let's see here.
I saw something kick on back there.
Yeah, that was my ANET A8. That's what it started as. And I use that. That literally has only printed ABS for the last 2 years.
Wow.
There you go. You can see that. Tom, you're gonna have to actually, not do something.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's the. This is my AM8 here. So.
Yay, Octoprint.
Yeah, Octoprint. This is like one of the last printers I actually have a Raspberry Pi cam on because I already had it. So.
See this morning that Tom built a ANET A8.
He built one today.
Yeah. I guess he had it laying around. And he's like, I'm going to build it. He's had it for like years and years and years, sitting in the closet or something. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
But he just did an unlisted stream. I happened to be on it. It popped up, and I started watching it. And he built an A8, and it's funny because he's like, it's the old plexiglass frame, Lexan frame.
Yep. This is what
and he's got the camera, and you're watching the freaking frame bend.
Yep. So all these parts on here, these are all ABS, and these were printed on the acrylic frame in the enclosure. And then I did the AM8 upgrade, which is why it's in a metal frame. So the only thing that's left that's actually from ANET are my Z lead screws, my Z rods, my X gantry rods, and my bed rods. The carriage plate is aftermarket. The bed itself is aftermarket. The motors are aftermarket. The lead screw couplers are aftermarket. It's got a 12864 LCD. I'm actually running an MKS Gen 1.4 with the Texas Instruments DRV 8825s and 132nd stepping, and I'm actually running a server power supply to power the whole thing, like a 1U power supply that I cut the ends off and put terminals on. And Jesus.
Pardon you. What'd you eat?
But and then I'm actually running the stepper drivers at 24 volts, but the rest of the printer's 12. So I have a step up module on the back that's got like a fan and stuff on it that steps up to 12 to 24, and then I broke out the V motor ground and positive, so I can feed 24 into that, because you can actually run your stepper drivers at a different voltage than the rest of your printer if you break out the motor pin.
Okay, cool.
So on your stepper drivers, you have a pin labeled VMOT, which is the power for the actual motor. So if you break that out and feed a different voltage in from the rest of the printer, you could actually run it up to like 36 volts on most drivers, and you can get more torque out of your motors.
Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah. And the main reason I did it on the 8825s is because with the motors I have, they wind at 12 volts. At 24 volts, they're pretty much silent.
Okay.
Like these drivers, I built this printer before Trinamic ever came out with a driver. That's how old this machine is. But it still prints amazing. If you look at, I just listed product photos for the CR10S Pro LCD conversion kit to get rid of the touchscreen. That was actually printed on this machine in ABS. And it prints great. Like it's been a workhorse.
A little ABS powerhouse.
I think I have close to $1,000 into that machine though, including the enclosure. That enclosure cost me about $250. It's 2 IKEA cabinets bolted together. I caulked the gap between the two, put metal tie plates to hold them together. Didn't put the door on the front of one, didn't put the back on the other, and then, but it all fits in there. And all the electronics are bolted to the back of the enclosure, and the only thing that's electronic inside the enclosure is the screen and the ABL probe.
Okay.
And I use Cat 5 for all the stepper motors. It works. It's worked for over 2 years now.
That's cool.
But that was my first machine.
I've got an AM8 frame that I've kind of put together, and I was just kind of Frankensteining some stuff onto it. And I've kind of let that sit off to the side and haven't really done much with it, but someday.
It's a solid printer, to be honest. Like once you do that AM8 design is good. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's worth the build. I mean, my brother liked this so much, we cloned that printer, enclosure and all, because he wanted an ABS machine. We bought an ANET A8. Didn't even use the acrylic frame. We went right to the AM8 because I got, for $80, I got a brand new ANET A8.
That's a good way to get steppers and stuff.
Yeah, we bought it just for all the cabling and for the motors and the rods and the lead screws, and we just literally threw the plastic frame away.
You cannot buy those parts alone for less than that.
It can get close, but why? Why even bother? I mean, for the most part, a stepper motor is a stepper motor.
Right.
Whether it's got ANET branding on it or Creality or no name. I'm pretty sure the motors that are in that are actually recycled from old laser printers, because I bought those from a guy on eBay that they were used, and I was looking at them. I started realizing people are pulling them out because they're stepper motors in a lot of laser printers. So they would get old laser printers, gut them, and they'd have 1 or 2 stepper motors in them. So he'd make bundles of all the same model, and I bought one. So, and that's actually got dual extrusion on it too. I only have one PTFE running now because I have I had a 2-in-1 setup on there, and then I can't remember what happened. I think the coupler broke or something. I only used single color on it, so I was like, I'm just going to replace it with one piece of tube, and I'll put it back on later. But the second extruder's there and hooked up. It's just not. It doesn't have any tube going to it.
Anyway, I'm going to kill this in about a minute. So.
Yeah, I got some stuff I need to do before bed anyway.
Yeah, I got where is it? Well, there's my dog. Well, you can't see it, but there's a CR10S Pro sitting right here that I got to shoot video for. That's what I should be doing right now.
Alrighty.
Well, printing. My Ender 3 is printing printing Christmas decorations for the tree.
All right. Well,
so
off we go.
We're all here. We're all leaving.
All right.
Bye, people.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
We're all watching.
Have a good night.
See you later.
A new stream, it said.
What? I'm not spinning up a new stream. I got to actually get some work done tonight.
Yeah. I got things to do. It's 10 o'clock. All right.
Oh, you sound like an old man there, Brian.
I am. Hell, I took a nap this afternoon. Get off my lawn. Get off my lawn.
you ever walk outside and be
Y'all
like, man, that's a
young
nice
pup
lawn?
compared to me.
Do you have a lot of dadisms, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm a dad joker, so
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I did try. I was a little disappointed though. I went to make an appointment at our library, but they were all booked up.
Anyway. All right, I'm off. Later, guys. Ending stream.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, bye.
End broadcast.